Hey everyone! So in our last video we used a 1-inch curling iron to do this the Beachy waves, and this time I'm going to use a 1.5-inch curling iron, and it makes a big difference the size of the curling iron. So I'm doing the exact same sectioning. I'm going to section it up from the temple to temple. The only thing about this doll head is it hasn't been cut yet, so the ends are a little bit stringy and the ends would look a lot better had I cut it first, which I'll definitely make sure I do before I do another video on her. But I'm going to do the same sectioning, so I'm doing about a 2-inch section and I'm going to curl it away from her face. The next section I'm going to do toward her face, and then the third section I'm going to do away from her face. 3 sections on either side, and then we'll move on to the next section that will be above the temple and below the point of recession. So you'll notice I'm doing the same thing as the first video. We are wrapping up, unwinding, untwisting, and then pulling down just a little bit. So I'm going to place the curling iron in, wrap up toward the head. I want to be about maybe 3-4 inches away from the head or so, and then pull on it to give a little bit of slack. That way I can unwind without burning her. Okay, pull, wrap up, and then we're going to unwind. We're going to do that all the way down. With the ends being kind of stringy like this, at the very end you'll notice that I take a larger section and just kind of recurl those ends. It was just hard to keep them in the curling iron just because they're really piecey. You know, it's a doll head and it hasn't been cut yet, so they're a little bit challenging to work with. But we're gonna wrap again. Now we're working away from the face, pulling out, wrapping up, and then we're gonna unwind. There, untwist, pull out, then wrap up. And we'll untwist and just do it all the way down. And we're going to do the same thing on this side, about a 2-inch sections. Towards the back, it's definitely larger sections, maybe even 3 or 4 inches tall. About 2 inches wide or so. You don't need to worry too much about the thickness of the sections as long as you can handle that amount of hair and it's giving you the curl you want. Play around with the size of the sections. You can do smaller sections to get a tighter curl or more of a wave. Bigger sections are definitely going to be looser and softer. So that first section we wrapped away. Now I'm wrapping toward the face. And you can do all of the sections away from the face or all the sections toward the face. There's no rule with this, but going back and forth does give you a little bit more of a, maybe a messy type of organic type look, something that looks a little more natural. And again, this section is going away from the face. Wrapping, unwind, pull a little bit. Use your thumb on the clamp to loosen it a little bit as you pull on the hair. And we'll move on to the next section.